break. How was your week, break?
Excuse me.
Wow,
Throat's a bit scratchy.
So it's a bit scratchy.
It's this weather, man. It's like cold and then hot, well, I shouldn't say hot, but like cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, warm. It's just like
it was 73 2 days ago. Now it's like 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a blizzard like.
Yeah, it's raining.
A couple days ago.
I know. I got a headache. I think this rain defines that headache.
Yeah. Did you guys get that big snow?
Shit.
Did you guys get that blizzard bomb thing?
No, we did not.
We didn't. I did.
When you go to blizzard, it was in the 60s here.
Yeah.
And then we got the windstorm and thunderstorms and tornadoes and shit.
Yeah, we got about 8 inches of snow. It was pretty wild. I posted a video on my Twitter. It was wild, man. A lot of wind, and it was just crazy. What do they call it? Like a cyclone, blizzard cyclone or something. But it was crazy. It was definitely something to behold. Hey, Bray, can you tweet out, please?
I got an episode title for today.
What?
Ohio sucks.
Ohio sucks. Well, that could be like the title for every episode, right? I mean, except for
apparently the Senate's moved forward with the heartbeat bill.
The what? Which bill is that, man? They're
It's another anti-abortion measure.
Yeah, it's another waste of time because it's going to get struck down.
Yeah, and then I heard Mitch McConnell's going to bring the Green New Deal to a vote, which will obviously be struck down as well. It's all a fucking big joke, man. I mean, it's
the Green New Deal is not even like a law or anything like that. It's just
it's an outline, is what it is.
Well, I mean that's a basic description, but what it's called a
resolution or whatever.
Yeah, like a resolution.
I have a scary thought that the only reason that Trump hasn't been kicked out of office is because they were super afraid that Mike Pence will fuck everything up afterwards.
No, I don't think that's the case because I don't think he would have enough time to get much of anything done, especially with the Democrats holding the House. So I'm not afraid of Pence now. I really was afraid of Pence. Like if they got him out, like let's say they had gotten Trump out the first year, and Pence had the the majority in the House and the Senate, like he could have got a lot of devastating shit through. Like a lot. Like you can see now, I mean, most of the fucking Republicans are still with Trump. Like after all this fucking shit. Like I don't.
If they like bust Trump after he leaves, because he's probably not going to win a second time, it's gonna piss me off because it's like, so the president's above any kind of standards now.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Well,
like,
you guys, did you see what just happened? The resolution that was passed saying that the Sandy Hook suing the gun manufacturer. No, but there was a resolution where he can be sued.
Yeah, no, I saw that, but it's all bluster. All those fucking resolutions are just bluster, man. It's nothing. Like there is nothing that can happen to Trump now. I'm firmly in that camp. I don't care. Like, I'm beginning to think what he said is true, and I thought it was preposterous when he said it. When he said he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue, and he would still have his base. I'm really beginning to think not only can he have his base, but he can get away with it.
No shit, they would find a way to justify it.
Now, it's a different story when he's out of office.
He could shoot a homeless toddler who had no arms and no legs, and they'd still find a way to justify it.
With video. And
the toddler was a Democrat.
The toddler was attacking him!
Yep. And
it was flying through the air with its stumps swinging.
And that's when it saw his tiny pee-pee.
Yeah, with video and with him admitting that was me, so what are you going to do about it?
Or maybe Trump's mad at the toddler because the toddler somehow has bigger hands than he does.
That's not much of a stretch, man. And a bigger penis, yeah. That's not much of a stretch, man. Gosh, we got lots to talk about today, guys. If you're just joining us, Freak Fives in chat. We haven't started the show. This is just pre-show banter before we start the show proper, but a lot of political shit. Obviously, the mosque shooting, which I'll be talking about later. I don't know. I'm sure one of you guys has.
Yeah, would have put that in my stinko, but I know one of you two would have.
Yeah, I got like 4 different stinkos, to be honest with you.
I got one from last week I forgot to do.
We'll also be talking about our least favorite TV shows of all time in Free For All if we get a chance to get in there. And then we may have a special guest to join us. So that should be fun. All this and more.
God, I can think of a ton of TV shows I just absolutely hate and despise.
I know one. Way. I know one in particular. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't give a shit because it's the way I feel. But you guys just about ready?
Yeah, we know you hate The Walking Dead. We know that, Frank.
Is a special guest somebody from The Walking Dead, or is it Bernie Sanders?
It could be Bernie Sanders. It could be somebody from The Walking Dead. You never know on this show. So.
Or does it feel the Bernie?
Well, how about it? We just say Bernie. How about that? And then we'll hope Bernie Sanders shows up, or Bernie shows up. That either.
Or maybe MXT pretending to be Bernie Sanders.
Oh dear Lord! Shout out to MXT. He left us a comment on YouTube. I meant to mention it a couple weeks ago, but he. I don't know. He's a cool dude. He just hasn't had a chance to join us live. Maybe it's because I exiled him so much. I wonder who has the exile title. I think it's Freak 5 right now, but it's pretty close with MXT because MXT been around for a long time. He just hasn't been in chat lately. But I don't know. Between Freak 5 and MXT, they can battle it out for the Exile Championship of the World, the the ECW Championship belt. But you guys about ready?
I want to see some barbed wire matches then.
Oh yeah, I love that shit. ECW was the shit when it was out by itself.
Man, that was always it would you'd watch that and then you'd watch the other shows. These are I love WCW, but man, ECW was so.
ECW was the best when it was its own entity and it wasn't owned by anybody. God, anything went. You know who was the craziest motherfucker in that thing though? Break.
What's his name?
There were 2.
Sabu? What was his
Sabu.
name? He was the...
Sabu. No,
Sabu.
Dude. No. There was somebody even worse than Sabu, man. It was fucking New Jack. New Jack was a crazy motherfucker, man.
This is all foreign language to me.
Yeah.
Wrestling's fun. Was the guy that screamed genocide and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Sabu was fucking crazy, man. Have you seen his
Taz? Remember Taz? That dude could take some punishment.
Taz was wicked, man. Taz went tame when he went to the WWE. He was
everybody went to WWE and then look at Tommy Dreamer in the WWE. Yeah. He might as well just been a referee or something.
That's funny as fuck, man. Let's see. I am the Exile Champion. Freak 5 says lies. Frank is the worst. I'm definitely the worst. I am definitely the worst. But we'll not get into that right now. Okay, you guys ready to go? Let's get this party started. And welcome everybody to episode 531 of RPGrinders. I'm your host Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you? How are you, Break? I know we had a little.
I'm ready to do some wrestling moves right now. I'm all amped up for this.
We were just
throw some DDTs and some
lariats.
How about some pile drivers? Because those are illegal now. You can't do those at all.
Yeah, the tombstone pile drivers. We're talking about a little bit of wrestling. We were talking a little politics.
Okay, I should say I haven't seen wrestling in a while. Maybe they do them again now. But I knew they stopped doing them for a long time because of head injuries and risks.
Yeah, I think there's a specific way that if they do that, they can do it. But you would really get messed up, man. The neck. There was a tremendous amount of neck injuries with that. But
I think a lot of it was because they just didn't do it right.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
there was a lot of in
Inexperience.
the moment action and just people being risky, and because I saw some of like the was it Tough Enough or something? There, like they just tear into those newbies. Like, listen, like you're gonna get somebody hurt unless you do this right.
Yeah,
You're gonna hurt the other person you're wrestling with, and like that's not what you want to do.
No, and then you know what? They did do a lot of hurting. Like there was a lot of
Oh,
injuries, So
Oh yeah, we talk about ECW. Like there's a lot of pain in ECW.
Oh man, ECW was the funnest wrestling to watch, man. Not because of the storyline so much. I mean, the storylines were all right. I mean, WWE always had really good storylines.
It was the craziness of the
man,
wrestling matches.
You would see barbed wire and fire and tables and chairs and teeth flying. I mean, it was. Man, ECW before it was bought out.
Yeah, like those guys, you can see the guys that were in it now, like older, like they're beaten up. They look like the Jackass crew, like
yeah.
Like Johnny Knoxville, like he looks like he's about 100 years old right now.
Oh man, Johnny Knoxville. Did you ever see Johnny Knoxville get knocked out by Butterbean?
Yes. Oh dear Lord! Like why? Why would you want to subject yourself to something like that?
I thought it was the funniest thing. They went to him. He already had been knocked out and concussed, and he turns to the camera and he says, "Is Butterbean all right?" I thought that was the funniest fucking thing.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot it's St. Patrick's Day in a couple days.
Oh yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I think it's like Sunday.
Yeah.
Wait.
That guy is still around?
St. Patrick's Day is a Sunday, which means you can't buy beer in blue states, so St. Patrick's Day people get fucked.
Well, they just changed the laws here. We can now get full-strength beer in, like, 7-Eleven, which is weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
Our county, you can't... The county I live in, you can't get foolproof alcohol. Like, there's a limit to it. Like, I have to go outside of the county to get a good proof,
Yeah, here we get...
But I don't drink liquor, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can't get beer at, like, any place other than a liquor store on a Sunday.
That's weird.
Well, I mean, I live right by...
In a bar.
Yeah.
I live right by the border of Kentucky and Ohio, so I could just... Anytime I want alcohol, I could just go to Kentucky, like... They've got so many alcohol stores right across the border.
Oh, yeah, because that's, I mean, fucking Jack Daniels. I mean, that's like the home of Jack Daniels, man, of course, right? I mean, that's where you're going to... Yeah, you're gonna find a lot of shit there, of course, but anyway.
Imagine if you could get a job working for Jack Daniels, you could get discounted or free alcohol.
That'd be pretty sweet, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge alcohol drinker, but that actually would be kind of cool. I mean, you guys obviously know I'm more of a smoker than a drinker, but anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Green.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get started with the news.
RPG news.
All right, we got some news for y'all. Eric, take it away.
Okay, we've got some Yokai Watch 4, release date for Japan on June 6th, and there's a trailer for it's a third promotion trailer, but it has a subtitle which translates to "We look up at the same sky." But this game's gonna have some like dimensional doorway travel, so it's gonna get around the whole fact that the third game took place in America and in Japan. So they're just going to do the whole world now.
It looks
So this is like the DC Comics when they just want to do something
universe.
new. Like, let's just make this in a new universe.
Yeah.
And then they got 20 billion universes and they can't keep it all track, so they decide to mash them all up and kill as many of them as they can.
Yeah. It looks fucking wacky. The monster design looks really cool. So
from what I could tell, the battle system looks like it's borrowing a lot from Ni no Kuni too.
Yeah, it does look like that. But there's nothing wrong with that because it's got a decent battle system. So, I got a question for you, Eric. You've dabbled in these games, and I know you're a big Pokemon dude. Like, do these games hold up to Pokemon, or are they completely different? Like, are they a complete...
No. If you're looking for the same experience as Pokemon, you're going to be disappointed. If you play Yokai Watch at all, you play it for the jokes and the bad puns.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Nothing wrong with some bad puns. I mean, I do that shit all the time. So, all right. Sounds good. All right, break. Next story, please.
Coming to us live from RPG site. There's a goddamn huge ad on my space here. Sorry. Death End Request launches for Steam this spring. What a fucking stupid name. I like Death End, but then this semicolon quest.
There's,
What the
you know,
fuck, how you're supposed to pronounce that?
It's so weird. Like, I don't know if they think we like that type of shit, but I'm with you, Break. I'm like, let's.
Well, these games are made for a Japanese market.
Yeah, but they then just like Death's End would have been a perfect name. Like, you know, it would have just been perfect right there. But go ahead.
Death's End would catch.
Well, the re quest part is that he's going on a quest to try to save this girl who's stuck in this game, and it's a big spoiler for the end of the game, but he basically has to reset the world sometimes.
Freak5 says a couple days ago in the Mouthy broadcast chat, Dr. Gary mentioned that he was eating coon cheese and Vegemite. Oh, dear Lord. Do I even want to know?
I don't know what you just said.
I don't know what I just said either. Jesus Christ. All right. Anything else on that, Break, or is that pretty much it?
The game includes all the original game content found in the Japanese version. Steam users will also be able to grab the free and paid DLC. Originally available for the PlayStation 4 version, with the exception of bonus weapon DLC. You sons of bitches!
The game has the DLC pass, so there's gonna be a season's worth of content, but I think it's gonna be mostly bonus weapons and extra missions.
You sons of bitch! I love that. The
DLC will be available upon launch, except for the summer swimsuit bundle. Well, there you go, which will be on June 4th. So there'll be swimsuits because. You know, that's
all the playable characters are girls. That's why.
Yeah. Freak5, that's racist, man.
I mean, when you're going to send a girl into a fight, I mean, you want to send her in with as little protection as absolutely possible, right? That's what makes the most sense.
It's like that skill that you can learn in Xenoblade with the sword dude. Like, the less armor he has on, the stronger he gets.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story from RPG site. Side-scroller RPG Niflheim to release. I like Niflheim. They should just call it Niflheim. That would have been better. To release for consoles this spring. So yeah, September. Alongside the console release announcement, Elada Games has also detailed new content update for the game, which includes several tweaks and balance patches. And then there's a trailer that I'm playing right now. But there's an overview about the game. Warriors remain warriors even after death. It's just one of those kind of typical things, but it looks cool.
Dragon Quest XI has a Sniffleheim.
Yeah, Sniffleheim. I like that. But I'm looking at the trailer here, and it looks like, it's just a side-scrolling RPG, much in the vein of I don't know, like what's that, Dragon's Crown, but with like better kind of graphical prowess, and it looks a little stiffer than that, but it looks fine.
Stiff.
He said stiffer. Yes, I said nipple. Bernie said, "Did you say nipple?" And
I missed nipple. Damn it!
Yeah, nipple.
I'm ashamed of myself.
So this game's kind of like a more Western version of Odin Sphere.
Yeah, that's a good apt description. All right, Eric. Next story. This is exciting.
Next story is that Path of Exile for PS4 has been dated.
Yeah, I've been waiting a long time for it to come to the PS4. I have it on the Xbox.
March 26th, and much like the Xbox One version, will probably be free.
Yeah, of course it's going to be free, but I didn't play it on the Xbox, even though I have it. I have so many other games that I need to get to, but people are saying this is probably the best free-to-play RPG Diablo-like game ever made, so I'm excited to give it a try on the PS4 once I get my backlog worked out.
There's also a trailer for the expansion called Synthesis.
Yeah, it looks good. It's a Diablo clone, and it's a really, really well done one at that. So I'm looking forward to playing that for sure. Like I said, I have it on the Xbox. Been on the Xbox forever. So there you go. All right, Break. Next story, please.
Coming to us live from RPG site. NIS America to release Udawari Ware Rumono. Jesus Christ, that's one word.
You got most of it right.
Udaware
Utawara Urumono.
Yeah.
Ori Ruri. Oh my god, that's like a tongue twister in itself. Anyway, so the game's subtitled Prelude. It's Prelude to the Fallen on North America and Europe in 2020 for PlayStation 4 and the Vita. Pfft, the Vita?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, to be digital only. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Prelude to the Fallen is a remake of the original storyline and released last year in Japan. That's a bad one.
Yeah, it looks good.
This new version is strategy RPG VN hybrid visual novel.
Yeah.
It'll be the first official English release of the game that Eric pronounced earlier. Two sequels, Mask of Deception and Mask of Truth, released for PlayStation 4 and the English in 2017.
Give it
Origins
one.
Edition.
It's technically the first game, but like just a remake of the first game, and the other two games are sequels.
You guys have no idea how happy I am that Breakman got this story. One more time, Breakman. Give it one more try.
A limited edition is also available on NES American storefront for $79.99. The limited edition includes Udawari Rumono, Prelude to the Fallen for PS4, Udaware Rain Oh, it's okay, boy. It's a good boy. Good dog. Udaware Momo.
There's a dog boy in this game. So.
There's a hardcore art book, soundtrack, metal keychain, and a poster. So
You
it
know,
doesn't say anything about what's on the soundtrack.
hey, Break, to do this story justice, you have to read it every time. Every single time. I'm kidding, man. Nobody
Well,
wants to.
here, I'll read more to make you happy then. About the story, for the first time ever, the origins of the Udaware Umono saga are coming overseas. Prelude to the Fallen follows the story of a man with no memories who awakens in a strange world and is taken in by a tribe of kind-hearted villagers.
Yeah.
He is raised as one of their own, eventually receiving the name Hakuora?
Hakuoro.
Oro, okay. When neighboring nations begin to encroach on his neighbor, Hakuoro rises up against the tyrannical invaders, setting off on an unforgettable journey that lives on in the songs of legend.
Yeah. Freak 5 says Break sounds like he needs a Scooby snack.
Become immersed in a turbulent story of love, war, and destiny. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Unravel the tale of
Ray is actually saggy, and he has to go Ultra Instinct on us.
and unravel the tale of a diverse cast of characters and watch how their fates intertwine. You know what? Scooby snacks are actually delicious. Claim victims through they're grunge crackers. If you can, claims victory through the use of tactics, elemental advantages, and the unique strengths of their party members.
Looks like Banana Nanon's in chat. Of course, Freak 5, Commander Root, Bernie's in chat.
What I'm really wondering is if that's the Utawari Rumono is for that's basically the Muso game. I wonder if that's ever going to be localized.
Tade's in chat. Welcome, Tade. And Undefined Ninja is in chat. Welcome, everybody, to the chat. Feel free to interact with Udawara Romonu over here.
It should be noted that this game is coming out in 2020, and the Vita version is digital only because they can't print it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right, next story comes to us from RPG site, Steampunk first-person, I was going to say first-person shooter, first-person dungeon crawler, Vaporum, releasing on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch this April. And I already said that, so I'm not going to say it again. And it's going to sell for, looks like $24.99. That's not a bad price. So there you go. It released on Steam in 2017, and it holds a very positive.
I wonder if you vape in that game.
That'd be pretty cool, man. Let's see. Freakbite says, I was thinking the break was Scooby. Eric was oh, how dare you. How dare you? You're exiled, you son of a bitch. He's working on exiling. He says, I was.
Well, I haven't shaved in like a week, so maybe I'm Shaggy.
I'm more Fred than Shaggy. Or Scrappy.
Oh, right, you're the most straight-laced character on the show. Exactly.
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Mister, because you got high.
Well, I'd be more like Shaggy, and for reasons that you guys already know. Anyways, all right. Although I'm not.
No, you'd be old man McClemens.
How dare you, Eric? You son of a bitch!
I always
You'd be always,
for you darkest.
How
you
dare
would
you?
always be the monster. You'd
Walking off this
I
show.
would have got away with it wasn't for you.
I'm
damn
walking off this
teenagers.
show. You sons of bitches! I'm walking off. God damn it! All right, Eric. Next story. Son of a bitch.
Next story is Operencia. It's got a release date. No, the full name of the game is Operencia: The Stolen Sun, and it's launching on March 29th for Xbox One.
Shit, somebody stole your son?
Yeah. Anyway, Xbox One and on PC through Epic Game Store because fuck Steam.
Yeah. Freak5 says, maybe, how dare you, you're exiled son of a bitch. I'm not reading that. And Bernie says, I was thinking the same thing, Frank. You probably would be Shaggy. Yeah, she knows what's up.
It's a first-person dungeon crawler, so sounds like Dungeon Master.
Can somebody come out with a remake to Wizardry Tales of the Forsaken Land, please? Because I love that game, man. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I know it's not the most technically great games of all time, but god damn, I had so much fun.
I think the series might be actually dead at this point.
What's
I
that?
was gonna say it's been a long time since there's been a Wizardry game. Like,
No, I want a remake to that one.
I'm pretty sure it's what's that?
Someone owns rights, but they're not doing anything
Dare you,
with it.
Freak5? How dare you?
I doubt somebody even owns the rights because I think you can find it like in abandonware sites.
Yeah.
Well, those were the original Wizardry games, though.
I want
Yeah.
Tales of the Forsaken Land remake because, man, I mean, it was fun. It was like a first-person RPG, but it had a really great soundtrack and really great artwork. I would love a remake of that game. It was separate from the other Wizardries. It was in that world, but it was man, that was such a good game. Such a good game. It's one of my faves of all time.
It's like, what if Japanese developer made a Wizardry game?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, who'd I leave off? Is it my turn next or yours, Break?
I think it's mine.
All right.
Coming to us live from Silicon Era. Sega puts a pause on Judgment shipments and digital sales after arrest of Pierre Taki. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is strange.
Some recent news in Japan. I'm sorry, Frank. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this is a strange story. We'll get into it. Go ahead, Break.
There's been some recent news in Japan regarding the arrest of actor Peter Taki, who voiced Captain Kyohei Hamura in Judgment, and Sega announced it has taken actions to put a stop in the game's shipments. Pierre Taki is the voice. I just fucking said that! But he's also a member of the pop duo Dinky Groove. Earlier this week, the 51-year-old Masanori Taki admitted to using cocaine and was arrested after testing positive to the drug. In a statement from Sega, the company says it received information regarding the arrest of Taki and are currently confirming the facts. Until firmer notice, Sega has decided to put a stop in shipments to the digital sales of Judgment and will refrain from further updating the game's official website.
Yeah. All
Sega
right.
apologizes for inconvenience they may have caused and will announce more details in the future regarding the situation and their decision. The game is supposed to release in America and Europe on June 25th.
Yeah.
So I'm confused.
Okay, this is
Here's what's going on. Basically, in Japan, for whatever stupid cultural reasons exist, doing drugs is considered like a cardinal sin, an unforgivable sin. And as a result, Sega's just doing this to protect themselves from being like guilty by association.
This is the
because that's
stupidest
also
thing.
another issue in Japan.
This is the dumbest thing, and this is a terrible way to do business because if we did that, half of Hollywood would be.
Well,
we wouldn't have music.
Right.
I don't fault Sega for doing this, but I do fault Japanese society for being as fucked up as it is.
Yeah.
Confused wasn't the right word. I was more like,
And
why?
Yeah.
And while this isn't the same level of crime, I mean, they're doing this over the fact that Kodansha rehired Nobuo Watsuki after we found out he was owning child porn, and he said he liked young girls, so he's basically a pedo.
There's a difference, though. There's a huge difference.
He was just slapped on the wrist, and it was only like a 20,000 yen fine or something.
Yeah, see, this is the double standard that is fucking ridiculous. Like, look, when you ingest drugs, you're only hurting yourself. Who the fuck else are you hurting? You know, you're not unless you actively do something to somebody else.
Yeah, and if you're buying child
Well, I
porn,
mean, like,
basically
a lot of
enabling crime.
What's that, Break?
a lot of like people who are addicted do commit crimes.
Yeah,
to
to
you
feed
know,
their
to pay for
addiction,
it, such
right?
like that. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, if we look at it a little bit differently, even in this country, like I was thinking about the prison system, and the prison system here exists mainly on the back of petty drug crimes. You know, the war on drugs and all the shit that we've talked about on this show ad nauseum. I don't understand why it's in their best interest to not put out this game. I can maybe understand in Japan, but the rest of the world doesn't give a shit that this guy did a couple lines of coke. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't give a fuck. I want to play this game. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know whether or not the game will be delayed as a result of this, or Sega's just going to release it as is.
and if look,
But,
if like I said, if that was the case, if we did that, can you imagine, Breakman, if we did that shit here in the United States, how many movies wouldn't be released, how much music wouldn't be released because somebody fucking smoked weed or fucking did cocaine or you know.
Well, it's not that they smoked it. They smoked it and then they got arrested because someone found out.
So what? Either way, it's the same point. Like, honestly, like what does that have to do with the art part of it? It's sort of like saying, you know, O.J. Simpson shouldn't be in the Football Hall of Fame because he killed somebody. Like, I understand it's horrible what he did and all that shit, but that has no bearing on what he did on the football field. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be a piece of... I'll give you another example. Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was a notorious cokehead, and he's in the Hall of Fame for a good fucking reason, because he could get after the fucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
You want to say put them in there and put like an asterisk with their name and such, just like Barry Bonds. Like, it's so.
Why should there be any asterisk for somebody?
Well, I'm saying, like, why isn't Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I mean, performance enhancers are a different story.
Drink Five is like, we definitely
yeah, I don't think it's that much different.
I think it's completely different.
This isn't the first time Sega has done this, because like the release of before they did the re-release of Yakuza 4 on the PS4, which came out not too long ago. When it was in the production phase, they found out that another actor was also doing coke, so then they had to remodel him.
Jesus Christ! Why? It's so
they
dumb.
put like a funny nose and glasses on him.
They just changed the character model, like kind of like
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, they just put funny.
Kind of like what Capcom. It's kind of like what Capcom did with Leonardo DiCaprio's likeness as Steve Burnside in Code Veronica.
You know what they should do?
Why did they get rid of Leon? They sue him, or were they stealing his likeness?
Yeah,
I think complaint, which is why they did it.
All they should do is just blur out his face. Who gives a shit? You know, at that point. Freak Five says Eric and Break would have to delete all the episodes with Frank on them from the archive.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, it would be all of them, because I'm pretty much on almost every single one, except for a few. There was a small stretch where I wasn't. But, all right, I don't know. This is the dumbest thing, man. Like I can maybe understand Japan because of
even
culture.
the Japanese gaming community is like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I know. It's so dumb. Like, it's such a highly anticipated game. Nobody gives a shit.
Like, he's not a child rapist. He's not a murderer. He isn't mugging people. He's not cheating in casinos and then threatening the people who caught him.
Or like Pac-Man Jones, or
oh yeah, that guy. I would just like to point out, I was right.
Yeah, he's.
What did I say with him? Every time he got busted, it's not if.
Break. Did I ever tell you the time I met Pac-Man Jones?
Oh yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah,
and he lived up to my expectations, according to you.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Are you talking about the real Pac-Man?
Yes, Pac-Man Jones, man. He came.
Adam Jones. His nickname is
Pac-Man. I'm talking about like the Namco Pac-Man.
No, not the Namco Pac-Man, man.
She eat pills and chase ghosts.
Oh dear Lord, Freak Five's exiled. He knows why. All right,
God damn, that'd be hilarious if there was really a Pac-Man and he was just like a dick in public. like he just looked like he was like a Mickey Rourke type asshole.
Oh man,
you know?
that'd be
just
so funny.
like not enough to like get you arrested, but like just an asshole.
You know, it's funny. Like when I met Pac-Man Jones, like he came into my dispensary when I was working at a certain dispensary at a certain time, and you know he didn't even he went into the dispensary, but he had like an assistant, and the assistant was the one that was shopping there, and I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, seriously, like, we don't know that you're buying a whole ounce of weed for, you know, yourself. And I mean, come on, dude. I mean, seriously. He did buy some good shit, though. Honestly, he did. But
I don't doubt it. He made fucking bank when he was a Bengal.
yeah.
He got busted for cheating in casino. There's cameras everywhere, and like, why would I cheat? Like, there's no proof. Like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, there's literally cameras everywhere. I'm guaranteeing, like, they're watching you at all times.
Oh, yeah.
And the second anything looks wrong, they're on you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Phil Ivey, one of the greatest gamblers of all time, just got busted for cheating at Baccarat. And it really wasn't cheating. It was just like edge cutting, like where you could tell what the cards were based on the edge of the card, you know, without altering
yeah, they frown on that and like card counting, which should not be illegal, but I should say it's not illegal, but
no, it's not.
To casinos it's illegal.
I can card count.
If they think you're counting cards, they kick you out.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
I can card count. It really isn't that hard. It's actually fairly easy. You just got to be quick to add one or two. That's it.
Just pay attention to the width of the card.
Yeah. No, you just
that's not what we're talking about.
No, card counting is just like counting like you assign a certain value to a set of cards, like 1 through, I think it's 1 through 6 is a -1, and then the king 8 10 jack queen king ace is
it 10? I thought it was just jack king.
No,
jack
it's
ace.
10.
10. 10? Okay.
Yeah, 10. And then 7, 8, 9 are counted as 0. So you know, you keep a running count on a shoot, and then from that count, you know, like about 3/4 down the shoot, you know pretty much what's going to be coming up. So you basically give yourself like probably a 4 to 5% edge against the casino, which is, any edge against the casino.
And they just don't like that because
they don't like losing money. And fuck them.
Exactly.
I don't care about casinos because they're pieces of shit. But all right, last story for today, guys, comes to us from Silicon Era. Dragon's Dogma anime series is coming to
I got another
Netflix.
story after that one.
Oh, okay. Then you can.
Did you guys read it? There's a story about Titan 2, Attack on Titan 2.
I put that on the
you
end.
must have put that okay. You can do that story right after break. But so Netflix has been.
I didn't mean to volunteer.
That's right. Netflix has been adding a bunch of anime after releases of Castlevania and Devil May Cry. Next big name is Dragon's Dogma. Don't have a first look, but it's based on the RPG, and I'm not going to read the rest. There's not a lot of info on it yet, but I mean, it sounds kind of exciting.
They did such a fucking fantastic job with Castlevania. I want them to do more.
Yeah,
like the same
absolutely.
studio did Castlevania. Like, I want them to do more. Like you fucking nailed it. Let's go.
I know. I agree. They really did nail that Castlevania series for sure.
I think it's a terrible idea to do a crossover with Castlevania, though, because because I don't want it to be canon to the actual Castlevania series.
Wait, what are you talking
You can do
about?
crossovers without it having to be canon. But what crossover? What are you talking about?
Dragon's Dogma? Is that what you're talking about?
No, there's supposed to be a crossover with the Devil May Cry and Castlevania shows.
Oh, that's I don't
Yeah,
mind.
I don't want that. As long as they don't make it canon, that's fine.
Yeah, it won't be
That's what I
canon.
said.
It wouldn't make sense if it was canon.
Can't find the video. Freak5 says that really there's not much video to go off of. But anyways, all right. Homie discounts. I didn't pull up any homie discounts this week. We're gonna go straight to the Twitter comments.
Well, it sounds like it's an actual anime and not the Castle. Well, I guess it is because technically anime is just a shorthand for animation, so it works. But it's not anime in the same way as Dragon Ball is anime.
Yeah.
Is it like 3D animation? You mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
Oh, shit.
Japanese animation versus Western animation.
One more story break.
Okay.
Sorry, Breakman. I forgot we had that story. Go ahead.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Toei Kekmo will release Attack on Titan. What's that?
A turd bro.
Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle on July 5th. So there you go.
Yeah. I'm looking at.
There's actually a lot of story here, but we just want to move on.
Yeah, I really do want to move
When
on.
I could tell, it's an expansion, but it has a base game in it.
It looks good. I mean, it looks like Attack on
I
Titan.
mean, you could buy the final battle as DLC for the original game if you already own the original game. But I think like when I got the press release, like they're asking me if I wanted codes. Like I think it's just a code for that and the base game.
Did you get code for it? I'd be curious to know if it plays good.
It's not even close to coming out yet, so no.
Well,
why would they give you code for a game that's coming out in July?
Well, you're the one that said they asked you, you son of a bitch.
No.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say anything about them asking me. It's like I said I got a press release.
Oh, okay. All right. Any Twitter questions? Break.
As a matter of fact, there is. Even there's your usual stuff on here. There your memes and you're talking with Bernie and such. But there was, and where is it? There is a stinko on here, and I am not finding it, but I read it.
Okay, while you're doing that, Freak5 says...
I don't know why it's not pulling up. I read it earlier today. I know it was there for a fact. All right, I'm going to check my phone.
Yeah, check your phone. Freak5 says years ago he saw a parody video of Pac-Man Jones at the strip club with someone dressed up as Pac-Man. Find that link, Freak5. That would be something to watch, man. That'd be pretty funny. He was notorious for going to strip clubs, for sure, Pac-Man Jones. Nothing yet, Break?
I am not seeing it, but he had a stinko complaining about potholes and... Oh, here it is. I found it. My stinko this week is potholes.
Yeah.
But at least I pooped today. God damn it.
I pooped today, too.
Sweet. The movement is real. The movement is real, people. I'm telling you. It's going to be the next big hashtag on Twitter. Sweet. All right. Nothing else, Break?
No.
All right. Give some... If you guys want to send in something for Break to talk about, whether it's...
Yeah, you should... You know what? You can send me if you want advice. Or, you know what? If you just want to confess your sins, I'll be your father, Breakman, and you can confess your sins to me. I won't...
I'd like that.
I'll totally judge you.
Maybe, you know what? I know what would be really cool. Find the hardest Japanese words ever to pronounce and send them to Breakman so he has to say them on there. That nothing would make me happier. That would be fun. All right, let's move on to
Inquiring Minds want to know.
Inquiring Minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman. What have you been playing?
Let me see here. Where to begin? What was I playing last week? I finished... Well, I guess I didn't really finish, but I beat it a few times. It was that Curse of the Moon game, which was fun. That's and cool. Then I moved on and started playing the Batman game, Telltales. I had a lot of fun with that, and I finished that earlier in the week and decided to start playing some other things, like, let me see, Super Bomberman R.
Oh, nice.
It's a fun game. It's still Bomberman. It hasn't changed much. When I say it's still Bomberman,
you play as Dracula Bomberman, Alucard Bomberman, or Simon Belmont Bomberman?
They have those. They have Master Chief
and Pyramid Head.
Pyramid Head, yeah. There's a few others.
The best Bomberman game was on the GameCube.
Was Master Higgins Bomberman on there?
No, not that I saw. It's just a regular Bomberman, and then like the different colored versions. I mean, they've added a story to it, and every different color version of Bomberman has like their own personality and stuff like that. But they're all part of the family, and it's really a kid's game, like the story wise. Like it is really involved as far as like the story. There's a lot to it. I couldn't skip past it fast enough.
I just want to blow shit up, man.
I know. It's Bomberman. I played all the way through it. I had a lot of fun. I disagree. The best Bomberman game is still Saturn Bomberman.
No, it's a GameCube one. You have it's not.
I never played Bomberman Jetters.
Yeah. Bomberman for the GameCube was that was such a good game. But I agree that the Saturn one was good. I love
the Saturn one. But it's still the same thing. It's just a basically 3D remake of well, I shouldn't say remake, but 3D Bomberman. But what was really disappointing to me was the online. After playing Mass Effect and getting into the online and not having any issues with it, and all the other online games that I play, to get into a game like Bomberman and to only have issues.
Yeah, I know. It's so
like
weird.
bad lag, hard to find games. The only time I could find a non-laggy game is if I played against one other person.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, that's
really
not
sucks.
what kind of Bomberman
The internet
play,
code
you
ain't
know?
great.
You can't have lag with
You
Bomberman.
can play local co-op or local competitive. I mean.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you can definitely play local, which is good, but
Yeah.
I don't have anybody to play local with.
I would play
There hasn't
Jose.
been a good multiplayer online Bomberman since the X-Play version.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's sad. That's just sad.
Yeah,
I
Free
mean,
Fire-
I was so waiting to play it. I was like, once I started getting multiplayer, I'm like, oh, sweet, I can play online against people, and why am I moving? Like, what the shit is this?
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
remember the Atomic Bomberman, which had hidden audio files, which made the game like super sweary?
Let's see. Freak5 says he pooped today as well. That's cool. I've been playing Idle Champions and playing with myself is what he said. No, he said Forgotten Realms. And he said he also played Friday the 13th puzzle game on his phone. So there you
So
go.
I'd want like a sequel with basically more options, like better net code, so I can play online, and then bring back like the animals and stuff. Like I miss the animals.
They need to do a Bomberman with like Greek
They haven't done the animals since like the Super Nintendo days. So.
Like, yeah, they should do like minotaurs and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool, but whatever. All right.
So I played through that, and I found it, and I still have time. I beat another game.
What?
This is unusual for me. I've beaten 2 games in less than a week. So I started playing Night Squad, which I'd played. It's mostly just a multiplayer game, and I'd played like halfway through the puzzles and challenges and stuff like that. So I finished all those. So I'm like, wow, I finished 3 games in 1 week, basically.
That's insane. That's never
That
happened.
sounds like a digital-only game that you could find on the store.
Yeah, it's a fun multiplayer game. It's a top-down, single-screen action game. Basically, just you're a knight. You can stab your opponents, or in a video game, you can get like lasers or machine guns or other type stuff, and you play different things like Juggernaut or Capture the Flag type games. It harkens back to like the Nintendo and like the single room games you used to play with your friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there sharks with lasers in it?
No. So there's none in that. Then after playing that, I decided to try something else. And I decided to play a game called Celeste.
Oh.
Which is it reminds me of Super Meat Boy or like Explosion Man type game, where it's just basically.
I was thinking N plus or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're just trying to get through the levels without dying, and there's just obstacles in every way trying to kill you. You don't really fight anything. You just jump basically, and there's some climbing in here. It's a fun game. It's not something that I'm probably gonna stick with because it's just going to keep getting harder and harder, and it's going to get to a certain point where I'm stuck on one screen for like an hour, and I just don't want to fucking deal with that.
Yeah.
So
I get that way. Like I was playing The Order. I might as well do mine real quick, Eric. I'll get to yours.
I wasn't done.
Oh, you're not done? I thought that was the last one.
Ooh, more.
Go ahead.
No, you son of a bitch. I mean, I'm sorry. So I started playing that. Like I said, I got through like a couple worlds, and I'm just like, yeah, this is fun, but I need something else. So I was looking through my list of games I have downloaded, and there was a game everybody's been telling me has a fantastic single player, and I need to play it. It's called Titanfall 2.
Oh yeah, man. Titanfall 2 is good stuff.
Did you buy it $5 at Walmart like they advertised this week?
No, I bought it. I've had it for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I bought it when it was on sale. I think maybe a year or 2 ago. But so I finally decided to play Titanfall, and I'm playing. I don't know. I'm like the 3rd, 4th level single player, and I'm having a blast with it. And I can't wait to beat the single player so I can play multiplayer.
Yeah, I'll never play multiplayer, but the single player I think I played a level or two. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. It's a good game for sure.
Yeah, it makes me feel super powered. Like I feel godlike when I'm wielding a shotgun. Like there'll be like 3 guys in front of me, and
Boom.
I'm playing on a hard too. Like, but with a shotgun, like I'll blast all 3 of them before any of them get a shot off on me.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Like it doesn't feel like playing like say a Halo or a Call of Duty game where if you got a few guys in front of you and you got a shotgun, you're probably dead. You got to find some cover real quick. Where you move so fast in this game, I can shoot them all and then hide before the other guys kill me and stuff.
Yeah, that's a great game, man.
Yeah, it's really like pushes you forward with with how fast it feels.
It's no wonder that Apex Legend is doing so well. It's the same guys that made Titanfall. So
yeah, I also have that downloaded. I looked at that too, but I'm like, that's Respawn Entertainment. This is Respawn. Well, I've had this longer. I should play this one.
Yeah, play that one first for sure. Freak Five's talking about killing people with toilet seats and fish in chat. So there you go.
What game is he playing?
Friday 13th, the puzzle game on the phone.
There's a toothbrush you can kill people with?
Yeah.
How do you kill somebody with a fish? Shove it in their mouth?
Yeah, probably, man.
Oh, man. Being somebody that had to work with fish in the past, like there's some big fish. Like you can get like a halibut and beat somebody down with that or something.
Or like a swordfish, just use that.
Use it like a sword.
Yeah, exactly.
Sword fight with a swordfish.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that in cartoons before.
Yeah. Real quickly, Final Fantasy IX, just a little bit of that.
Whoa, I didn't say I was done yet.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
I knew you were done. All right. And I played The Order 1886. You were saying something about being stuck in a particular part in a game. The Order 1886 has a problem of having these choke point sections where they send a lot of enemies at a time, and there's one enemy in particular that's almost nearly impossible to fucking kill with like less than like 10 or 12 shots, and by the time he gets to you, he has a shotgun, he shoots you, you're dead. So
I misread that. He killed him with a toilet brush, not a toothbrush. Oh yeah. God, what a terrible way to go.
So yeah, it's I mean, I thought I was gonna have a review for the Order. I don't even know how far I'm on chapter 9, wherever that is in the Order 1886. But I don't know, man. Like it's a pretty good game. It's not the greatest game in the world, but
yeah, you don't seem like you seem like you're okay with it.
Yeah, I like it, okay, but like I said, those choke points that they have where they send like a ton of enemies, and then there's like 1 or 2 that are really super powered. It's super difficult to, not even with headshots can you kill those things. And trust me, I tried. So it's like it's Freak Five says
poo poo.
It's not poo poo. It's a pretty decent game. Order 1886 sounds like Frank is killing Jedi. Though, I mean, seriously, like that's what you go through. Like you get like those choke points in the game where you have to kill like so many damn enemies, and then they send these one super powerful, and they don't even look that much different. They have like kind of a face mask on, so, and then they're super fast. So like by the time you can do anything, they're right up on your ass, and they're killing you, and it sucks. It doesn't make it fun. So
that sounds like the entirety of that Gears of War Judgment. Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
like it was just one room to the next was just a kill box, and
yeah,
you just kept fighting increasingly tougher enemies as you go.
Yeah, it's a little more open than that.
This is
but
completely uninspiring. Good job with
it. It is a little uninspired. That's a good criticism. I'll hopefully by next week I'll have a review and I can get into it more. But that's about it for me. Eric, what have you been playing?
I finished Lords of Shadow, and I moved on to Lords of Shadow 2, but otherwise I've been playing London Detective Mysterio. I haven't played it all that much this week.
Wow. All right, so that's about it?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to reviews. Eric, you have some reviews. Let's get through these reviews.
Yeah, and I watched Next Avengers because I thought I hadn't done my end movie of the year, but then I remembered only after watching it that I had seen Night is Long, Walk On Girl. But so I just decided to just do the review now. But Next Avengers is on Netflix streaming, by the way, which is how I watched it. But it is one of the darker. Despite its colorful art style and tone, it's set in the darkest Avengers timeline because they lose to Ultron.
Yeah.
So they send their kids because apparently some of the Avengers hook up with each other. So like they have kids and they sent their kids away so they could like train and one day take on Ultron and defeat him. But like during like a emergency drill because Vision comes up and he tripped the alarm somehow. But kids go try to find out what it is. So, despite what Tony told them to do, and stay put because they're kids.
Yeah, like kids listen to parents.
Yeah, exactly. So they're doing what kids do and not listen.
So they stumble upon the Iron Avengers, and they activate them, which reveals their location. And Tony gets captured.
Yeah.
So they try to rescue him, even though they told him not to. But these kids are all about 13, I think. But there's Torin, who's the daughter of Thor, and
stage yet then.
What?
So they're not even to the war stage yet then.
Well, that's a pretty bad age, man.
But anyways, daughter of Thor and whoever, because they don't really tell names. But and then there's Azuri, who's the son of Black Panther T'Challa and someone else I don't know. But he has like electric power, so
They have a name? Electric powers.
Yeah.
But they said that he got married to a queen or something. So does that ring any bells?
It's been so long since I read Black Panther, man.
And then the son of Hank Pym and his wife, and then
the Wasp.
Yeah, and then there's the son of Captain America and Natasha.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. So he hooked up with the Black Widow.
Yep.
I bet that was. That was. Yeah. Imagine how that would go on.
All right.
Yeah. Their powers are mostly the same, except that the Captain America kid doesn't have his shield, his vibranium shield, but he has something almost as good, with like a hologram shield that Tony made for him or something.
Yeah.
But it's a fun movie. It's like just an hour and 12 minutes long, so it's pretty short. But I did like the fact that that the Hulk was in the movie, and the only thing that really changed about him was that he has gray hair, mustache, and beard.
Yeah. So what are you giving next Avengers, Eric?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
All right, sounds good. Sounds worth watching. Maybe a rental.
Then I also watched Enter the Dragon.
Okay, let's hear about that.
And it almost feels like a blaxploitation film in the sense that it follows many of the same beats, except that it's an Asian instead.
Are you talking about the old school one with Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon? Yeah. It's a great
I'm not talking about the biopic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that. God, that's an old movie.
Enter the Dragon's an awesome movie, man.
Well, yeah, that's the story of Bruce Lee, not that. And you're not talking about like his. You're not Enter the Fist is the movie, right?
He's not talking about that. He's talking about the actual movie,
right. But he's talking about Enter the Dragon, which is a Bruce Lee biopic.
Yes. No. He's not the biopic.
No,
the movie.
I'm not talking about the biopic.
The movie.
Okay, I'm completely confused then.
The Bruce Lee movie, Enter the Dragon. It's a classic.
Frank confused you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Frank, shut up.
How dare you? How dare you both? Sons of bitches. I hate you both. I'm walking off.
It's an okay movie. I mean, ignoring all of the cultural blah of that movie, where characters are stereotyped, and including the black guy who's the first to die, of course.
Oh, you're talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there isn't a lot of action in the movie. It just has a lot of a big action scene at the very end where pandemonium breaks loose and everybody's fighting each other. And then Bruce Lee does that infamous Hall of Mirrors scene with the villain.
Yeah, it's a great scene. But I like that movie. It's an old 70s, what do they call it? Like a kung fu exploitation movies type deals. But yeah, it's good movie, man. Decent movie. What do you give an Enter the Dragon, Eric?
I'm gonna give it a 7.2.
This is a perfect. This is the first time anybody's ever reviewed an old kung fu movie on the show, so that's pretty exciting, Eric. I'm proud
at least that was a kung fu movie that was made like in the West, basically. The ones where you see where it's made in Asia and they try and make it look like it's in the West.
Oh God, those are great.
Some of
those are
best ones.
Oh, those are the best, man.
What was that? Jackie Chan movie where Enter the Bronx or something like that, where it's supposed to be in the Bronx.
Rumble
and
in
there's
the
like
Bronx.
a Hollywood sign in the background.
Everybody's Asian.
I like that movie too.
And it's dubbed horribly. Oh yeah,
yes, it was bad.
But this movie, everybody speaks English except for the Shaolin monk that Lee talks to at the beginning of the movie. You can tell they dubbed over his voice.
Yeah. All right, and you have one more review, Eric.
Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel Part 2 Lost Butterfly, which I didn't include in the title because I couldn't remember before I saw it. But anyways, this is the Part 2 of the 3-part Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel series, which is the Sakura route and the actual original visual novel. So it's about her. So like the last 2 entries of the Fate Stay Night series were, well, aside from like stuff like Zero and other stuff, but were about the first one, Fate Stay Night, was about the Saber route, and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works was about the Ren route. Right. And this one's, this entire like trilogy of movies is darker than the other stories, but this movie in particular is a lot darker than the first part, and it's got a lot more. They actually have some adult scenes, but like you don't see anything, but you see enough.
No full frontal, huh?
Nope.
Oh, darn it.
Definitely no Gundam characters either. That is the stupidest Gundam name I've ever heard for a character. Full frontal.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Gundam Unicorn.
Gundam Cheese. But if you're not a fan of the Fate, or if you're not familiar with the Fate story, basically there's this war going on between mages, and the idea is to get this thing called the Holy Grail. But the previous war, the Holy Grail was made, but it got corrupted, so they had to destroy it. But and the same thing might just happen in this storyline. But it's about how
Fate shows are so crazy.
Yeah, but it's a good movie for fans. I mean, there weren't as many obvious like nods to the franchise as a whole as there were in Part 2 or Part 1, but there was enough. Like the Archer character was basically referring to himself as a non-canonical character, which is why certain attack didn't work on him, because he's technically not a heroic spirit in the traditional sense, where they're all based on legends.
And let me guess, Saber's the exact same Saber as always.
Well, in the Fate Stay Night series, Saber's King Arthur, but like in other Fate series, like there's like different Sabers, like
yeah, but there's like the one primary Saber, the woman.
Yeah, she's like the original Fate Saber character, and the other Saber characters are like it's weird because like it's kind of video gamey in a sense because like the servants are kind of like randomly generated because you're not necessarily sure which heroic spirit you'll get, and the body they're given is completely different from who they were in the past.
It's like you gotta roll 20-sided die and hope you get something good. Ah, 2 shit.
So like their class, their class and their gender, and not only their gender but their character model as well is because like if you look closely at Saber, the original Saber, and the Nero Colades' Saber from the Fate Extra series, she's got a larger breast and she's a slightly taller and she has a different hair color and eye color. But it's kind of like a video game in that sense where there's like select character models to choose from, but it's all random.
Yeah. So
but I'm gonna give this an 8.5.
Ooh, high praise. Okay. That's a pretty good score.
So if you watched the other Fate series and the previous movie, go see it. I mean, it was only in theater for one day, so you're probably going to have to wait for the disc release, which is probably going to be in like 5 months at most.
Yeah.
Or you could wait for the dub release on the theaters.
Yeah.
Just don't try and think too hard about what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The whole like summoning spirits and stuff like that. That they come back as like a cipher of what they were as opposed to being what they were. You know.
I'm not sure if the original Fate series is on Netflix, but I do know that Unlimited Blade Works is.
I thought they did have it on Netflix.
I think the original Fate Stay Night series is on Crunchyroll though. Maybe a couple other streaming services.
I've watched several on Netflix. I don't know if I've seen the original or not.
The ones I know that are definitely on Netflix are Zero, Fate Extra, or Extella, or I can't remember which. And then there's Fate Apocrypha.
Yeah.
I'm watching one. I just started one now. Shit, I can't keep them straight. There's too many of them.
Apocrypha is good for people who haven't watched any kind of Fate because it's not connected to Fate Stay Night. Even though it's technically a sequel because it features a character from Fate Zero named Waver. It's about his story like after the Fate Stay Night story has happened.
Which one takes place on the moon?
That's Extella.
Extella, okay.
Yeah.
Or slash Extra, but
Extella, like that one's. I wouldn't recommend starting with that one. Like
and
that
there's
one.
Fate Created Order, which is like only a single episode. So.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's
mobile game, which you'd probably be better off playing instead to get the story there.
Yeah. All right. Anybody have a heistcapade this week? I didn't have a heistcapade this week. You break? Did you have a heistcapade?
I completely forgot what it was. I should have wrote it down, but I did. I have something actually. For just you and me, it was a sports related one.
Okay. Well, if you remember it, just let me know. You, Eric? If not,
no heistcapades.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, wait, I kind of do have one actually.
Okay.
This is a tweet I saw on Twitter the other day, but someone was telling us how to make watermelon pizza.
Oh, I saw that.
That's the grossest thing I've ever seen.
You know what?
They took a watermelon slice, put pizza sauce on it, threw the pepperoni and cheese on.
Yeah, and put it in the oven.
So gross.
It looks gross, but you never know, man. It's like
that's just
water pizza at that point. Basically.
Don't knock it until you try it, Breakman. Like I really like
okay, there are things I can knock without trying.
It might give the watermelon flavor because that's like the thing I hate.
That's what I'm saying. I love watermelon, man. Watermelon's good. Like at first, I was kind of grossed out too.
I love watermelon. I love pizza, but watermelon and pizza.
I was grossed out too. I fully agree with you. Like I was like, oh, that looks disgusting. But then I thought about it. I'm like, that might not be too
you
bad.
Thought about it after you got high, I'm guessing.
Some people hate pineapple pizza, but what if you put the pizza on the pineapple instead?
Those people are wrong. Pineapple pizza is delicious.
It is.
Yes,
it's really
tasty.
fucking good, man. Especially with ham. Like if you pair it with ham, it's really fucking good.
It's spicy Hawaiian pizza.
God, it's so good. I
love. You can pair it with other things, but pineapple belongs on pizza.
I fully agree.
Mrs. Brakeman never had like pineapple pizza before she met me, and like now
It's allergic to watermelon.
It's really good. It's like you wouldn't think, like, but it really is. It's really good. But
he's allergic to it. That my mom hates watermelon. I showed her that video, the watermelon pizza. She about threw up.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's move on, guys. To
what is it?
Stinko of the week.
all right, Breakman. Do you have a stinko this week?
Yeah, I actually had a few, but I forgot to write anything down. So I can only bring up what I can really remember, which is Alex Trebek made a huge announcement that he's fighting severe cancer.
Yeah.
With a very low expectation of living, and somebody like me is like I don't always watch Jeopardy, but every once if it's on, I'll sit and watch it and stuff. But it's like Alex Trebek's been around since I was a little kid.
I love Jeopardy, man. Like
I watch it every once in a while, and it's like I won't turn it off when it's on, type thing.
Yeah. I have this weird brain where like when I watch Jeopardy, like I get literally 3/4 of the questions because it's stupid, useless knowledge that who gives a shit, like different classical composers or shit like that. And it I don't know, I always found Jeopardy really interesting, but I think it really sucks. I made a tweet that got me in a lot of trouble. I think I mentioned it on the show.
Yes, you did. I'm surprised I didn't get in trouble for some of the tweets I made this week.
God, man. It's like if somebody turns you in for your thoughts, it shouldn't be, it's like...
Oh, that actually does remind me of my stinko. It involved Jeffrey Epstein. I don't want to go into it. Just, that and all his people with him. I could probably get in trouble for one of the tweets where I was kind of like, maybe insinuating in some way that it would be cool if he got prison raped. I'm just saying I might have said something sort of like that.
Well, I mean, there isn't a big track record for people that rape kids in prison. So, that's it's just reality.
But not just him, for the people who seem to not think this is a big deal and who've done everything they can to fight for him and minimize this and stuff like that, Yeah. All the people who seem to want to, just brush this aside, and like the Acostas of the world who said, oh, I put him behind bars and all this other stuff, like bullshit. Dude.
And who the worst person in that whole...
Sentencing.
Who the worst...
Apparently you think the little girls being raped is just okay. 13-year-old girls, that's fine.
Who the
some
worst...
50, 60-year-old man fucking some 60-year-old girl, that's fine, whatever.
Other than Epstein, who the worst person in that whole story is that fucking DA who let him get off with like basically a slap on the wrist.
Acosta.
Acosta, he's such a fucking piece. I hope he goes to jail, man. It would be justice if he went to jail for longer than Epstein, and then later Epstein goes back to jail. I was reading
about about one of the prosecutors, like some of the scummy things. Like apparently they, there's a woman prosecutor who like withheld some evidence and such.
Yeah.
Like kind of minimized like the damage that he did.
Yeah.
Like there's just everything that possibly crooked and underhanded that could happen with this trial did in sentencing and such.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Anything else on that break?
No.
All right, speaking of pieces of shit, Donald Trump, who's also connected to Epstein, and probably the way that we think he's connected to Epstein, but his hateful rhetoric, I believe, is almost directly responsible for the mosque shooting in New Zealand. If people don't know by now, 40 people got killed in New Zealand at a mosque. I'm an atheist.
I just heard about it. Apparently it happened like yesterday. I just heard about it earlier today.
Yeah.
Just a couple hours ago.
I'm an atheist.
So it's still like a fresh story to me. I'm sorry.
Right. That's okay. That's all right. I'm an atheist and I hate religion. Right. I make no bones about it. I'm more of an anti-theist than an atheist. Like I think that religion is a scourge on society. There's almost nothing good that comes from it. But I am not one to, actively, say you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I mean, I'll say it on the show and I'll, make controversial comments that pisses people off. But, anytime that you actually take a gun and you go into some place and you pull the trigger, you're a fucking piece of shit. And Trump was mentioned in the manifesto of this idiot, and there's just no place in the world for let's call it for what it is. It's terrorism. It's not a mass shooting. It's terrorism. So yeah, that gets a big stinko for me. We have an idiot.
I'm almost convinced that Muslims, maybe not so much Islamist Muslims, but Muslims are like that are religious are much better than Christians.
In a lot of instances, yes, I would agree with you, Eric. But I don't know what else to add to. I mean, I almost was involved in a mass shooting. You guys know, like, I was very close to going to the Aurora Theater when that whole thing went down. I lived literally 3 blocks away from where that shooting took place, and 3-4 blocks away. I was.
I mean, like, there's probably been more like white supremacist mass shootings than there has been Muslim ones in this country.
Yeah, that's true, and that was another point that I was going to make. Can we just call it for what it is and call it terrorism? When a white guy does it, it's no different than when a Muslim guy does it, or a black guy, or anything like that. When this Coast Guard guy got caught with all those weapon stash, that's domestic terrorism. All right, that's terrorism that's happening here.
Yep.
And let's just call it for what it is. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's start, tracking these people like we tracked.
It's domestic terror. He was about to commit an act of treason against the citizens of country of America.
Yes,
that's exactly what it is.
Absolutely. Treason is a good word.
People want to sugarcoat it in the media, and they do it all the time.
Yeah. And by extension, Trump is. Yeah, Trump. Trump is definitely adding to the misery that's going on right now. I think the NRA is a big part of it, but that's a whole different story, and I'm not going to get into that. But
when he doesn't go out and quickly condemn it,
yes,
for once,
yes.
This thing he actually came out and condemned.
Yeah.
For once,
but he never said he was a terrorist. He never
you're right. You're right. I'm just saying. But as far
also the National Prayer
Breakfast,
the National Prayer Breakfast needs to be shut down.
Yeah, I think I agree.
He normally ignores this, when people go shooting, he'll lay blame on somebody else and stuff like that. And actually, I think he did lay blame on somebody else for this too.
Oh yeah, he's a coward and a worthless piece of shit president, and I can't wait till he's voted out, because there's no way that Congress is going to get him out. I'm fully convinced of that. So, let's just fucking vote his ass out.
They don't have the. I don't know. Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to go after it.
No, she doesn't, and she's a spineless coward. And she taking impeachment off of the table.
Well, I think part of the problem is right now is the Democratic Party is just so fractured and split.
No,
but that's that's the whole two-party system as it is. We need more parties.
Mm-hmm.
There should, because there is no
The Democrats are not splintered on this issue.
Beto O'Rourke's also not an answer.
No, Beto O'Rourke is a whole. We'll talk about him eventually.
I don't. You know what? I'll say about anybody better than Trump at this point. I can't imagine anybody worse. It's so hard to imagine anybody worse.
Well, can you imagine going from 2 wars to 7, Breakman? Because that's what Obama did.
I know.
As far as I know.
Saying,
look, as horrible as Trump is, we're not in any more wars. I know we're hedging closer to the Venezuela thing, but at least as of right now, I can't say that he's got us into more wars. I mean, that's one thing I can say about Trump. As a matter of fact, he's tried to make steps, even though he's been cut off at every turn, to try to get troops back from Syria and Afghanistan.
The only reason we haven't gone into any wars under him is because we haven't really had any attacks. If we have an international terrorist attack, somebody from some other country will go to war immediately.
We're getting really close in Venezuela. They really want a regime change in Venezuela. So that's the next place.
And I think he's already supported the opponents, right? As opposed to who's already in there.
Yeah, they don't recognize Maduro. Even though Maduro's a piece of shit, he is the president of Venezuela.
And that was my other stinko. Thank you, Freak reminded me. When you're done with yours, I'll tell you what my other stinko was.
Okay, let me finish real quick. Speaking
Yeah,
of pieces
when
of
you're
shit, Wilbur Ross is a piece of shit. He was caught lying to Congress, and do I think anything's going to happen to Wilbur Ross? Absolutely not.
No. Apparently, lying to Congress is
It's
you can
okay.
get away with it.
Yeah,
these
you can
days.
get away as
It's-
long as
there's
you
no
have
problems.
Yeah, as long as you have money. Like if I were to lie to Congress, like if I were to go to Congress and give them a big fat lie about, smoking weed or something, then I'd be in jail for life. But Wilbur Ross is going to walk, even though he's a worthless piece of fucking rat shit. And he looks like a rat. Have you ever seen Wilbur Ross? He sort of looks like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. And
Does he rub his hands together? Please tell me.
I thought you were gonna say Pettigrew from Harry Potter.
or yeah, that's a good descriptor too. No, the Burns. I think I have seen him rub his hands before. I'm not 100%. I'd have to look.
Excellent.
Oh God, I hate Wilbur Ross. Wilbur Ross is he's such a piece of
Excellent.
Freak 5 is exiled. So there you go. So that's about it on Wilbur Ross. I don't know what else to say other than he lied to Congress. AOC is an amazing person in the House, and when she's eligible to run for president, I would have no problem throwing my vote right behind her. So yeah, that's that. Eric, do you?
My other I have.
Oh, you have another one. I'm sorry, Brickman. Go ahead.
It was reminded me by Freak. He said Trump wants to end daylight savings time. Yeah, my other stinko was I had to agree with Trump on something.
Oh, I know. I mean, that's actually
Like when he said, I'm like, damn it, yes, yes. I mean, I've been crying.
Why doesn't he sign an executive order for that?
He just wants another hour to stay on Twitter before he's forced to go to bed.
That is something that if a president were to sign an executive order, I could totally get behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, so my other thinker goes to agreeing with Trump on something. Yes, and it's not ending daylight savings time. It's ending the change of time. Like he wants to stay where we're at right now.
Yeah, I mean, if he were, that is something.
Which is what we all want, I think.
That would
right?
be yes.
This is what we want.
Yes, that would be a productive thing to do in an executive order that I think nobody would have a problem with. But of course, he's not going to do it because he's a worthless piece of shit. So there we go. Those are all mine. Those are all yours. Break. What about you, Eric? I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I do have a stinko.
What's your stinko?
My stinko. I'm surprised Dungeon Buster is here. That isn't it though, but I guess it could be. But,
what, the Dungeon Buster isn't here? Yeah.
Yeah. What's he doing? Playing Devil May Cry 5?
Probably. This son of a bitch plays every fucking game right away.
I was thinking he was playing the Division 2 still. You seem to really like that game.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog movie first images released. I mean, these are apparently not final if what we're being told is the truth, but it looks pretty bad. I mean, it looks not as bad as I could have imagined, but still far from what I'd want.
I don't know, man. I don't think he looks too bad. Like, I think it's getting a bad rap, to be honest with you. I mean, for a live action,
he looks better from the side than he does front.
Yeah. I agree with that, man. He definitely looks better from the side. From the front, he looks kind of actually more menacing from the front than he does from the side. But yeah, I don't know. I'm putting it on the screen now.
I just really want him to have a bulge. Like, just add a bulge to him. Like,
I think he does have a bulge. He does have a bulge, man. If you look at, I'm putting it up on the screen. I guess not. I thought that's just his kneecap. But yeah, they don't really show. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Because if there was a bulge, like that would there'd be so many more questions.
Yeah, there's nothing there. But
as well as the best sight gag in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Freak 2020, I will end daylight savings. Freak 5 says so. There you go. All right, let's move on to our Sweetos.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet! Sweeto of the week!
Alright, do you have a Sweeto, Breakman?
Oh, God, yes. This is my favorite week in sports, starting next week. This weekend all the way through next weekend.
Yeah, I've only got one...
March Madness.
I only got one pony in this race, and it's the Cincinnati Cats. So I'm with you, Breakman. I'm all in on the Cincinnati team.
You better not be all in for them on the tournament because they're not. It's going to be a hard job for them to get past the first weekend.
Look, after all my local teams here in Denver, like the CU Buffs and CSU Rams and stuff like that, I go to. I've always been a Cincinnati fan, man. It's weird, like. In college basketball, it was always Cincinnati. I mean, obviously the Buffs, and they had pretty good years with Chauncey Billups here, but no, man, it's Cincinnati. That's my only team that I want to win the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to win the tournament too, but I'm just saying, realistically speaking, teams like Duke, Kentucky.
I do like Duke this year because of Zion. Zion Williamson
I know.
is a beast, man.
When I do my tournament picks, I usually base them on who has the best player. Ever since the Kimball Walker years.
Yeah, Kimball Walker was a beast.
Oh my God! That was like what, 10 years ago now.
Yeah,
UConn had him, and he just dominated the tournament. Ever since then, it's like, okay, whoever has the best player gets my pick.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick to pick Duke.
And Duke has the best player, but the only problem is he's been injured for like a month now, and now he's coming back. Like, that makes me worry.
Yeah.
I still might pick Duke to win it all, but my other choice might be like Gonzaga.
I really like Gonzaga too, man. Those are really good teams. I don't know. I'm still.
And they had not bad loss, but they had a loss that they shouldn't have had in last week.
Yeah.
But they're still a good team.
And I'm also rule of thumb for me. I'm picking every single 12 team, so that way I at least get one of those right and have a chance.
I know there's always a 12 team that wins always.
Yes, always, man.
And I've been watching the Bearcats game this whole show, by the way. It's the first game of the tournament, which there are two tournaments. There's the conference tournament, which always gets overlooked. People, for some reason, they only think about the NCAA tournament, where every team goes up against every team, or all the good teams go up at that, and it's great and it's fun. But they miss on the conference tournament, which is the combination of what these teams have been playing since December. Really, I mean, their season starts in November, but the conference season doesn't start until later.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you've been watching the games and watching them compete, like the Bearcats have won a lot of their games in like the last minute of play, like a lot of comebacks and stuff like that, and a lot of tight play. And right now they're up by 2, so it's a one-score game, and that's just the way it's going to be, and there's going to be a lot of exciting games with them.
I watched a really good basketball game last night, not college, NBA, man. The Nuggets took on the Dallas Mavericks, and at the end, that guy they got, Doncic, he's really good. He's like the next coming of Dirk Nowitzki, man. He really is that good. But he made a slam in the last 6 seconds, and that put the Mavericks up by 1. And there was 5 seconds left, and our best player, Nikola Jokic, he's so good. He is one of the best passing centers I've ever seen in my life. He is that fucking good. He pulled up he did a fadeaway one-handed shot and made it at the buzzard. So it was pretty exciting, man. I'm excited for the Nuggets this year. I hope they fucking win, man. They're the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, right behind the Golden State Warriors. So they got as good a shot as anybody. So, anyways.
Wow, there was okay. So this game I'm watching, the SMU player tried to inbound a pass, but he threw it past the midfield line, all the way almost out of bounds, but right when it was about to go out of bounds, one of his guys jumped out and pulled it back in bounds, threw it all the way across the court. When he did that, he crashed into the computers and the broadcast booth and did a lot of damage. But he passed it over to a UC, to a Bearcat, basically into layup position.
Oh, nice.
But he destroyed this table.
I love that.
They're fixing computers right now.
Yeah. All right, Eric, you're Sweeto if you got one.
No.
All right, I have one. In almost every single poll, can you guys guess who the front runner is in the Democratic side of things? There's
Bernie.
Yep, Bernie's leading every fucking poll. I'm
Not if you ask. Not if you ask the DMC. They're saying
They're liars.
Biden. They're saying Biden's number one.
Biden isn't in the
According to
race as of right now, so I don't count
I
him.
know, but according to them, like if he runs Biden,
Oh,
They
and
live.
they're
live
trying to
into
get him to
some
run.
I hope he
very,
runs.
very strange reality.
I hope he runs because he's worthless. He's more moderate than any of the candidates in there, except for maybe Klobuchar and Gildebrand. But
It fits Democrats to a T.
he's worthless, and you know they've been bringing up shit from 40 years ago, which I don't think that he might be the same person, but he did nothing when he was with Obama. Neither did Obama, for that matter. So if you want 4 or 8 more
What are you
years,
talking about? Obama went to war.
that's what I'm saying. He went from 2 to 7 wars.
Nothing
So
good.
if you want more war,
And when I call him a warmonger, you see what happens on Twitter. People defend him.
oh, who, Biden?
No, Obama.
Oh,
remember?
all they have to do is look at his fucking record. I mean, the
No,
record
you,
speaks-
you didn't see what was going on with Twitter. Like
No.
I called him a warmonger, and people were like, "No, like what are you talking about, warmonger? Like
He is-
that's."
all you have to do is say we went from 2 to 7 fucking wars under Obama. That's all you have to do.
No, they're like, well, these were all about ISIS and protecting other countries
Bullshit.
and humanitarian wars and stuff like that. I'm
Bullshit.
like the only humanitarian war was the Kuwait-Iraqi war.
And even that was questionable.
That
man.
was the only humanitarian war I can think of in my lifetime. That was a small country invaded by another country, crying for help. Like, listen, we need help. Like that's.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a completely different situation from most other situations.
Even that war, there was supposedly, weapons of mass destruction that never,
Yeah.
never were there. So that's a bullshit war too, to be honest. But I don't know, man. Like going from 2 to 7.
Like they still invaded another country, and the country was under complete attack.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like what we're doing to Venezuela now, trying to send them quote unquote aid, and pretending like the Venezuelans under Maduro were the ones that were fucking blowing up those humanitarian
That's what we
aid
do with
things.
every country. We interfere.
Yeah.
We get involved in all these other countries, and we just completely interfere with them.
Yep. So,
What's best for our interests? Be damned. Anything else?
Yeah.
I should say what's best for the interests of the rich.
but here's the encouraging thing. You mentioned Biden, right? He had an 11-point lead on Bernie Sanders, according to all those polls, about a week ago. Now, you know what his supposed lead is, Breakman? 2 points. And I just want to point out that Bernie made up a 60-point difference against Hillary Clinton before the superdelegates screwed him over. So I don't think that they're going to have a
DNC
chance.
again. Like that's what I worry about with Bernie
Yep.
is that the
The
DNC,
DNC.
screwed him over once, and so far they've shown no. They've shown that they do not like him.
The only thing that I can say, Breakman, is that this time around they're not gonna get away with it. I don't think because he's got too big of name recognition this time around. Last time he didn't, and it won't be but about maybe a month or two. He'll be ahead of Biden in every single measurable poll that you can possibly think of, because all Biden has to do is open his mouth and he'll lose voters. And by the time that the primaries roll around, he will already have been in debate after debate, smashing the other candidates. So he'll have a healthy lead going into when the DNC decides who they want to be the candidate, and there's no way they can deny him this time around. There is no fucking way they can. Why? Freak Fight says I don't think Bernie should run again. Why? He's the best fucking candidate available, man. There's nobody even close. Not even Elizabeth Warren. He has the best platform. He actually has a record of voting on his platform, which no other fucking candidate does. And if you say age, Freak Five, that is a bullshit reason for not wanting him to run. He is the originator of all the progressive ideas that are going on, and this time around he's got the name recognition, and not even Joe Biden is going to stop him. So it's going to be up to the DNC to screw him over. So Hillary voters, no, don't worry about Hillary voters, man. Once the debates start going and he starts
I have seen a lot of that on Twitter. Like the Hillary people, they hate Bernie people.
Well,
like they blame Bernie people for everything, which doesn't make a damn bit of sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But the encouraging thing is the people that I've dealt with have said whoever the nominee is, they'll vote for him. So that's encouraging. They might not like Bernie, but they'll still vote for him because they hate Trump that much.
I'm voting for anybody who runs against Trump. I'm gonna try and vote in the Republican primaries for anybody but Trump.
Yeah, there's not going to be any Republican primary for sure.
There are going to people that are running against him. Like Kasich's definitely running against him.
Kasich's got no fucking shot.
I know he's not. He has no shot in hell. But there were a couple other people that announced that they were going to run.
Yeah, well,
I don't think any of them have a shot. But
if Freak 5, if that's what happens, if the Hillary voters don't show up and vote for the Democratic candidate, then you know exactly who to blame for Trump. Another 4 years of Trump. And I'm not worried about it at all. Like at first I was kind of worried about Biden until I started watching some videos of him speaking, and he's tanked every fucking election other than the Senate that he was in. He's ran for president twice and got his ass walloped. So this is no exception.
Once Trump's out, I'm going to go back to not participating in elections because I think I'm just I'm throwing away my time because all these people suck.
Yeah.
But Trump's a new level of suck. There's never been anybody more immoral and evil than just you know what I mean? Like and stupider.
But I just
can't.
Also
stupid.
I mean, looking at the candidates, Breakman, I just can't in good conscience vote for any of these people but Bernie. Like it's Bernie or bust for me. And if people want to blame me for another 4 years of Trump, then so be it. I don't give a fuck because like I'm tired of incrementalism. I'm tired of platitudes instead of platform and policy. Beto's got no platform. I heard him speak and he was like flailing his arm around like a fucking wild man and said absolutely fucking nothing. I'm tired of people taking corporate PAC money, which we've talked ad nauseum. If you look right now, the only person that's getting the small donor support is Bernie Sanders. He's the only one that's going to work for the people. None of the other candidates.
We need to get everybody out who takes any money from big pharma, for instance.
Yep. Oh, so
there's no reason in hell that the pills in this country should cost more than a lot of other countries.
I couldn't agree with you.
Like medicine made in this country should not be cheaper in other countries.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on to free for all. The phone lines are going to be open. I'm going to call a special guest here while I do this.
It's a free for all. Yeah, it's a free for all. Wow.
All right, free for all. I got a special guest. They're not showing up online. Hopefully, we can get the special guest online here in just a second. Look who we have here. It's a special guest on Grindr. Caller, where are you calling from, and who is this?
Miserable Phoenix.
Oh,
it's Bernie.
Bernie is on the line, everybody. She wanted to call in because I have a special free for all.
Did I just hear a vibrator?
Yes. Dear Lord.
No.
You probably did hear a vibrator. She's in Phoenix, so yeah, that's about the size of it. Anyways.
Yeah. I use a vibrator while I listen to Frank on the show.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I'm walking off this show, man. This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry. I got to go. I forgot about this thing that I had to do.
Okay. So Bernie and I were talking about stuff, and she hates it when I bring this up. But the free-for-all this week, guys, is... And feel free to call in if anybody else wants to call in. But the worst TV shows...
Freaks, please call in.
Oh God! The worst TV shows that you've ever seen, and all right, I'm going to start off. Okay, when The Walking Dead first came on the air, I was excited as anybody because I'm a huge horror fan. I love zombies. I love Romero. I love the Walking Dead comic. So I was absolutely ecstatic when The Walking Dead came to fruition, right? And I watched the first season and I was superbly impressed. I thought it was one of the greatest, first seasons of any show I've ever seen, ever. So, we get to season 2, and I'm like, okay, this is still pretty good. This is really good. And then we get to season 3, and that's where I feel the drop off has been. And it's been seasons 3, 4, 5, and part of 6 are fucking trash. All right, if you go back and look at those seasons, there's like, what is going on? Who's doing something on the? Is that you, Bernie?
It might have been me. I don't know.
Jesus
Putting
Christ!
the phone. Never mind.
Yeah, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Sorry.
All right. So I get 3, 4, and 5 for sure are absolute trash. 6 is okay. 7 and 8 were absolutely trash. So I was thinking to myself, and the first half of season 9 has been junk. All right. I have not seen the second half. I have not seen the second half, so I can't speak to the second half, but I'm not wasting my time anymore with this show. I think The Walking Dead, I'm not talking the second half of season 9, but I'm talking the past maybe 4, 5, 6 seasons has been one of the worst shows on television. All right? And I'm talking specifically writing. I'm not talking acting because there's some fantastic actors on there. Andrew, who is Bernie? I'm gonna have to hang up on you if there's too much more of that.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I swear I didn't do it.
All right. So I got to thinking, let's have a free for all. Let's have this out. What are the worst TV shows that you've ever seen? And my top 5 is The Walking Dead. 2 seasons of being really good does not trump 9 seasons of a show. All right, if you have two great seasons.
This is why I wanted to call in, though. Let me tell you why I wanted to call in.
Okay.
Do you all remember? I think it was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Frank said, "Okay, as soon as Bernie comes back home, I swear I will watch the second half."
I never said that.
Because he was trash talking the first. He was trash talking The Walking Dead, and I'm like, and everybody was like, "But you got to see the second half of the season because it's really good, right?" And he says,
Right.
"Fine. As soon as Bernie comes home, I will." And then the other day he goes, "I'm not gonna watch it."
Yes, because why? Okay, why would you?
I've been critical of the show before. There have been seasons where I've not enjoyed things, and there have been things that happen where I'm just like, "Oh, for fuck's
It is
sake,
the fucking
really?"
look. It is. It's.
I'm enjoying it right now.
Okay.
I'm quite enjoying that. It's more of a grounded story.
I did not like the first half of season 9,
past.
and I've been thinking about this for at least 3 seasons now, where I'm like, why am I wasting my time with this shitty fucking show when there are so many other good shows out there? Okay, like the American Horror Story is a great fucking show, and I would watch that any day over Walking Dead. All right.
Okay, but did he not say last week that he would watch the second half when I got home?
No, nobody's even agreeing
Yes,
with that.
he did.
How dare you? How dare you?
Break and yes, he did. Ask Eric and Break. You said it on the show.
Let's take a poll.
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, how dare you, Break Man? Okay, Eric, you're the you're the tiebreaker. Did I or did I not say that?
About watching it the second half?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, son of a bitch. I hate you guys. You guys are supposed to have my back, man. Sons of bitches.
We want truth and justice.
Anyways, my worst show I've ever seen. I saw the first episode and I didn't want to touch it afterwards.
We're going top 5, right?
Well, I don't have a specific number.
Oh, okay. Because I can think of a few.
Okay, go ahead, Eric. Which one?
I'm gonna go with Black Clover. I watched the first episode and was like, no.
Black Clover, is that an anime? Because I never.
Yeah, it's an anime and it's currently airing on Toonami.
Okay.
But you can watch it on Crunchyroll, or Funimation Now.
Yeah.
Funimation Now will have the English version, I think. It's basically like, what if they took Naruto, made him a wizard instead, but they made him like super annoying, like even more so than Naruto is annoying. And the first episode's supposed to get you interested in the series, but it's just so fucking garbage and ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What about you, Break?
If we're doing top 5, though, I'd have to put the 2 seasons of the Ruby Spheres Mega Man cartoon, and Sonic X, and then number 5 slot would probably have to be the 4 kids version of One Piece.
Yeah. What about you, Break?
Oh my god, that is some of the worst fucking voice acting. It was so terrible. Oh, that One Piece 4 kids, like, oh Jesus, I don't like. Who did they hire to do the voice acting? It was so bad.
All right, what about you, Break?
I can think of a lot of terrible ones. I think probably the worst show I can think of is The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams.
Oh dear Lord! No, Grizzly Adams was good. Oh, you're talking about the spin-off, huh? The
Boring as fuck. The TV show was so boring.
How dare you? How dare
Old
you?
man living in the woods with a bear.
Yeah. I guess it
They had
wasn't.
a
It wasn't
TV
the
show
greatest.
around that. It was terrible.
It wasn't the greatest. It was okay.
Boring as fuck, which also is a reason why I hate Little House on the Prairie.
How dare you? Little House on the Prairie is a national
Boring
treasure.
as fuck.
I would rather watch that than the fucking Walking Dead. I'll tell you that much right now.
Fucking terrible and boring.
Oh God.
I'd rather,
Cover it, Frank.
I would rather watch like My Three Sons instead of fucking Walking Dead. To
Barf.
be honest with you.
But let's see, even maybe worse than those two shows is a show that is apparently beloved, and I don't understand it. I've tried, and I just watch it. Like, why? What? Like, this is just not funny. It's not good.
The
I
Goldbergs?
don't understand why people like MASH.
I hate MASH. I agree with you 100%, Break. I can't stand MASH. It's horrible.
It is terrible in every fucking way.
Yes.
But the movie was actually okay.
Yeah.
There was some nudity in it and stuff. But
yeah.
the TV show is the worst pile of stinking shit ever.
Yeah, the show sucked. I remember watching that, and I was thinking to myself, what is good about this? Like, seriously, what do people like? Like Hot Lips, maybe? Is about the only thing I could think of. But really? Like, I mean, I agree with you 100%, man. What else you got, Break?
Terrible show.
It is a terrible show.
Let me see here. I have to think of some more. Like, I'm trying to think of more of like modern ones as opposed to some of the older ones. There have been shows like Two Broke Girls I've turned on, and it turns out it's just this stereotypical, like really offensive comedy. Like they go with the same typical like Asian jokes you're used to from like the early '90s. Like, you thought we've moved on from that kind of stuff. We thought we learned our lesson.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this kind of stuff still?
Last year of Dexter sucked.
The what? Of Dexter?
Yeah. Last season of Dexter really sucked.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows that had like the last season or the first season is bad, and the last season like the last couple seasons of Night Court, like, oh, that's such a wonderful show. What have you done to this show?
Yeah, I agree, dude. Last couple of seasons of Night Court sucked so bad.
Yeah, like you have one of the greatest characters, like this super misogynistic a-hole is one of your main characters, and then you like turn him into the Phantom of the Opera and stuff. Like, what the fuck?
So bad. There was, let's see, what else? Oh, True Blood is one of the most overrated piece of shit shows ever. Yeah, that show
That was
sucks.
a good show, honey.
No, it was not. It was a terrible
I saw
show.
like clips of it. I've never seen like
Other
the
than
whole
the
thing.
sex, the sex is great in True Blood, but other than the sex, that show is awful. It's fucking terrible. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Freak
You
Fi-
just like to look at Anna Paquin's boobies.
Oh, Anna Paquin is a hottie in that show for sure. Freak 5 says, oh wait, Fear the Walking Dead. I stopped watching Fear.
This show is all over the place. There's sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Like, now I think they've got a good cast.
Yeah.
But the storytelling was so stupid in the second half of Fear the Walking Dead.
I
Like,
watched
the last season when they're running away from this old woman who is apparently like the most stealth person ever, who's able to sneak up on people walking with undead people.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
I watched the first season and I was not impressed, and I stopped watching after the first. Is it worth watching after the first season? Because
there's only 2 people still alive from the first season.
Really? Wow, that's weird.
Like they've completely cleared house on. Well, I shouldn't say completely, but they've really cleared house on.
They had the most boring, uninteresting characters ever, and then the one character that I did like was what's his name? Not Edward James Olmos. Was it Edward James Olmos?
No,
Ruben Blades. Ruben Blades. was the
Oh yeah,
character
he's
that.
still alive. Actually,
Oh.
I take that back. That's a third character. I completely forgot about him.
He's the only one worth anything in the first season.
He's
from what I could tell.
he's kind of like off doing his own thing type thing. They kind of left it open as to what he's doing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they come back to him every once in a while.
Freak Five says Frank doesn't like True Blood because he's jealous that Twilight doesn't have a TV show. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Twilight is the worst trilogy of movies ever, man.
Twilight was romantic. What the hell are you talking about?
It's not even a trilogy of movies. It's
I'm gonna hang up on you, Bernie. I'm gonna hang up on you.
Up on me.
I cannot have, in good conscience,
I
anybody.
thought of a good new recent one. Inhumans.
Oh, Inhumans was so bad, and I was so excited for that.
Yes,
Breakman.
it was so terrible. It was an insult to comics and
the only
and the characters in the show.
Yeah, the only character in that show that was any, and they didn't give him nearly the screen time he deserved, was the dog, man. What was his name?
Lockjaw all the way.
Lockjaw.
He was the only good one about it. Yeah.
At least Shazam looks really good.
Shazam does look good. I'm excited for Shazam. I wasn't at first, but I'm excited for that. All right, so
now Jessica Jones season 2.
Jessica Jones season 2 does suck, man. No question. I was not impressed with Punisher season 2, to be honest with you.
What? I love Punisher season 2.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I mean, it was okay.
Why aren't the Punisher movies on Netflix streaming?
Yeah. Let's see. What else was I?
I think they probably came out from all different studios. Yeah, all of them starred different people. Like Dolph Lundgren was in the original. Thomas Jane was in the second one. I can't remember who was in Warzone.
Oh, yeah, Warzone sucked.
Is the Lundgren one even worth watching?
Yeah. Junkie Johnny Depp.
If you like cheesy '80s movies, yeah.
Junkie Johnny Depp on Fear. That's funny. I don't know who that guy's name is, but that was the first thing I thought of. They couldn't get Johnny Depp, so they got that.
I have another though that I completely forgot about.
Hold on, Eric.
A really curious thing with like Walking Dead, like that really kind of irritates me, is that they're losing actors because like they want to go home, they didn't want to be. Like they hired all these British actors, and they're like, "Well, I didn't think I was going to be in America this long. I want to go home." So they killed him off.
Honestly, who in their right mind thought that The Walking Dead was going to be the phenomenon that it was, man? Like I can't.
I didn't. I definitely didn't.
I didn't. I mean, I liked the comic, but I had no idea it was going to be this phenomenon, this juggernaut.
I don't know that Norman Reedus' pocket likes it.
Oh, you goddamn right. $20 million a year? Fuck, if I was Norman... There's a reason why Norman Reedus was like, I want to be on this show till the end. He's hoping that show goes for another 5-6 years. But rumor has it that it's ending at 10. So, which I could...
No, actually, they're working on another spin-off right now.
They're working on a spin-off, but they're ending the series proper at season 10.
Because they want to go into movies, that's right.
Yeah, they want to do more movies, which I can't see.
They're going to be they're bringing Rick Grimes back movies.
Which we're going to be the first ones in the theater.
No, hell no, I will not go.
They're going to be theater movies, or are they going to be television movies?
Yeah, they're going to be AMC.
That me and Frank are going to watch them.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not wasting any.
If they're in the theaters, me and Mrs. Breakman are definitely going.
Oh God,
see?
Please no.
So Mr. and Mrs. Branches have to go too.
No, I am not supporting that shit. I am not supporting The Walking Dead. Like I said, the first two seasons.
You'd be better off. You'd be better off playing the Death Stranding. Yeah,
I would
if
rather
they did a movie theater version. They could make it more of a horror type. They can make it scarier.
Yeah,
they can do things in a movie version that they can't do on television.
Well, they've done quite a bit on TV.
I know they have done a lot of stuff, but you know what I mean. Like there are horror things that you just can't do on a smaller screen.
I'm not going. I'm not
going. See, babe, you're going.
No, I'm not.
You are going.
No.
If Mrs. Breakman is going, Mrs. Branches is going, and that's the end of it.
No. It's not happening whatsoever. I just hung up on Bernie. Like I said, I love especially the first season because it followed the comic. Like, man, it was like the comic on screen, and I was like, man, this is really good. But let me see if I can get Bernie back on so she doesn't cry. But anyways, no, I can't see supporting. Like, I think the movies are gonna fucking suck, man. What can they do with those movies? Show how Rick got to, via helicopter to the other things. Like, I don't.
this other weird place. Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna do in the movies that we haven't seen in the series with Rick Grimes? Like, Rick Grimes' tale is pretty much done in my view. It would have been a perfect ending if they would have, if they would have just ended it right there. So I don't know, man. I look at it, I guess, a little bit differently than a lot of people. And hey, Bernie, do we have you back?
Look at with hate in your eyes.
Bernie, are you there, Bernie? We don't have Bernie. Oh well. So yeah. No, I didn't hang up on you, Bernie. How dare you? Something happened with the call.
Yeah. How far in the comics are you, Frank?
I'm in the middle of the Whispers storyline.
Oh, okay.
I know what happens. I know who gets killed. So it's not gonna be
okay. No spoilers. I don't want to.
Yeah, no spoilers. So, but I already know what kind of happened. I know that it's going to be different in the series than in the comics. But I don't know. Lucky Bernie's out of town. Otherwise, he'd be sleeping on the couch tonight. How dare you?
Well, he'd still be sleeping on the couch, right?
I did not hang up on you, Bernie. It's showing unavailable. You're unavailable. I tried to get you back, but you're unavailable. How dare you? So,
and I thought I thought this game was gonna be on after the show, but the game is wrapping up. The Bearcats are up by 10 now, so.
Oh, the Bearcats are moving on. Are they going on to the finals?
Up to 10, 34 seconds left, so they're going on the second round of the tournament.
Oh, second round. So it's like the quarterfinals then. All right. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I just thought that we'd mention. Eric, do you have any series else that you wanted to mention?
No, I just wanted to mention some Stinko that I kind of forgot about.
Go for it.
PewDiePie is doing more bullshit. So he's basically a full Nazi at this point.
Yeah, fuck PewDiePie. He's a piece of shit, man. I knew this. How dare you, Freak 5? I never said any such thing.
Also, Mike DeWine sucks. That's all.
Yeah.
In fucking deed.
Yeah, let's see if I can get Bernie back. But anyways, yeah, PewDiePie sucks. He's sucked for a long time, so whatever.
Oh, I'm back.
All right, you're back. You had a bad connection there, Bernie. So
I want to rename him to PewDiePie.
Yeah, PewDiePie. So Bernie, I didn't get a chance to ask you. Did you have any series that you didn't like or care for, other than The Walking Dead sucking ass?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't know. What did we watch? I don't remember what we watched, honestly.
No, I'm talking about in your past, like any series.
Oh, Magnum PI, barf.
Oh,
Magnum PI.
How dare you? Magnum PI was the best. Higgins and fucking, yeah.
How about the original Equalizer?
Oh, Equalizer sucked, man. There's no question about that, man.
I don't know, and maybe Dallas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Barf.
Yeah.
That was kind of barfy.
What?
Dallas.
How dare you knock Magnum PI?
Dallas was on after my bedtime.
That's one of the greatest fucking intros.
What was that one with the Airwolf or whatever? I don't know if I like that.
How fucking dare you? I'm gonna hang up on you, man. That Airwolf.
Good theme song too.
Airwolf's not Shoplifter.
Airwolf is one of the greatest TV shows of all fucking time. How dare you?
Hey,
You're
you want to
exiled.
know what my favorite RPG is? And then I'll make it all up
Yeah,
to you.
what's your favorite RPG?
Dragon Quest.
You can't even say it. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Jesus Christ.
Dragon Quest 8!
Yes. God damn it.
Oh, that's me. What are you? Are you drunk?
Wait! I said it wrong?
How dare you? How dare
What
you?
was it called, honey?
Look, Bernie, why don't you just listen to this, okay?
God.
It's a cool intro, I'll give you that.
Greatest goddamn intro music of all time, Airwolf. How dare you?
There are a lot of great 80s intro music. Airwolf's definitely one of them.
Airwolf was a great fucking show. I don't care what anybody says.
No. Oh, MacGyver, maybe?
MacGyver? How fucking... What?
What is wrong with you?
Oh my god, Bernie, I don't even...
MacGyver was pretty much the closest thing we had to Batman.
I don't even know you. Bernie. I don't even
Look,
know
he
you.
used to use
Goofer,
guns,
though.
he saved everybody. He was a genius who invented
No,
things
he
with
was
fly,
he knockoff Batman.
attractive.
Freak 5 is
Oh,
exiled.
I mean,
Freak 5 is exiled. Son of a bitch. And Bernie, you're exiled too. MacGyver. How dare you? The next thing,
Canadian Batman.
the next thing I know, Bernie is gonna diss another 80s. One of my favorite of all time. She's gonna diss this. Hold on. There we go.
What? What?
Hold on.
No, I actually like that.
What is it, Bernie? What do you like?
It's the one about the car.
We flight into the dangerous
talking
world
car.
of man.
Yeah, it is. What is it, Bernie? How dare you? You're exiled
I don't
again.
remember.
You're getting the exile
forgot.
treatment.
I
It has
forgot.
Knight in the title.
Oh, Knight Rider.
Yes, Knight Rider. God damn it, Bernie. What is...
man, that one's
Seriously?
so good. Like there are rap songs around that one.
Oh, dear Lord. This show is the worst, man. This is the worst show.
I
Freak
need to
5
come
is
home.
asking if you like the A-Team.
I think it's the Arizona dust, honestly.
I think it's you.
Arizona Dust.
All right, Freak 5 is asking you, Bernie, do you like this?
Yeah.
You don't even know what that is, do you? What is it,
Do you
Bernie?
not like Mad Murdock?
How could you not like the
That's
A-Team?
the A-Team. Damn
Yeah.
it.
You looked in chat, didn't you?
No, I'm on the phone. How can I look in chat?
Exiled. You're exiled. Can't believe it.
I better not be.
How dare you?
Uh-oh.
How dare you
I'm
not
wondering
know?
why I can't type in the chat room for whatever reason.
I don't know. Next thing I know, she's gonna say that she doesn't like this, and this is gonna be an exile. If you don't like this, Bernie, then you're exiled.
Oh, I hate this. Oh, I'm sorry.
How
What is
dare you? How dare you, Break?
Oh God.
Just a
Here's
good
some
old
hazards.
never meaning no harm.
How dare you? You did.
I like Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay,
But
Dukes
I
of
like
Hazzard.
Gilligan's Island because I used to be Marianne and Ginger.
Gilligan's Island.
used to be both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. She also used to be Andromeda too. Lady.
Andromeda from Clash of the Titans.
Yeah. 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 Let's
You
see.
remembered!
Yeah, I remembered. Of course, I remembered Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Yeah.
Aw.
You probably like this even worse.
Oh God.
Do you even know what that is, Bernie? I doubt it. I doubt you.
It's yes, it's that one guy, that British guy. What the fuck is his name?
Yeah.
Benny Hill.
Yeah, Benny Hill. You got it. Yeah. Ah, dear Lord. So yeah, Bernie has no idea. She's lost all credibility. She.
We should make a drug commercial, but this is your brain on dust.
Oh man.
I'm tired and I've been babysitting and I have an excuse.
Yeah. An excuse. You're an excuse. Do you have any plugs, Bernie, before we let you go?
Frank Branches is the most sexiest man on the planet.
Oh, did you hear that? Freak 5 in chat, did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
How dare you?
Paying attention. What
How
happened?
dare
And
you?
everybody, he's just the best. And as soon as I get home, he's getting something special.
Oh,
Wink,
dear
wink.
Lord. Dear Lord.
He's
Is that
getting
it,
the
Bernie?
sausage.
Wait, does that mean Frank Branches is better than Dragon Quest VIII then?
Oh, shut up.
Yes!
Jesus Christ. Anything else, Bernie, before I let you go?
I love you. Mwah!
Alright. I just hung up on Bernie. Jesus Christ. All right, Eric. All right. Let's do Breakman's plugs first.
You can follow me at break_man and at RPGrinders on Twitter. And I was going to say something funny, but then I forgot it. So I
And
don't know why I
Breakman
said-
is exiled.
Why am I still talking? What's wrong with me? I blame you, Frank. This is your fault.
And you are exiled, you son of a bitch. All right, Eric, your plugs, please. Bring some sanity back to this show.
I only got one review up this week, but it's on Total EGN. It's for Ace Combat 7.
Oh,
But
there you go.
if you read that and you like what I've read, or you like any of the other reviews I've read on sites like Boston Brass Brigade, TotallyGN.com, VogNetwork.com, or OnScammers.com, and you want to support my financially, even so much as $1 would help, and my Patreon is in the summary as I post some time later in the week, or you can go to my Twitter account at EricRPG, and it's listed there in my profile.
Yeah, all right. Anything else, Eric?
If you're in snowy Denver, then like stay safe.
It's not snowy anymore, man. It's the roads are clean. Like it was just that one day. It was just one day of hell. That's about it.
Are the roads still snowy though?
Not at all. The roads are clear. Clear, man. Snow doesn't last here, dude. Like the worst blizzard that I can remember. I mean, the roads were like shitty for like 2 days, and then you can easily get.
Well, I think we're like transitioning into spring weather, so it's like probably not much snowy, you know.
Yeah. That's what happens around here in March. If it ever snows here in March, it's melted within a day, basically.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
There'll be like the huge piles of plowed snow. You know, those towers of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh man, that is gross. Black, brown. What
why
other
is it
colors of snow are there?
Why is it that when you said towers of shit, all I could think about is Donald Trump, Brakeman? This is so weird. All right, I want to thank everybody in chat. Banana Nananin was in chat. our good friend Freak5 was in chat. Commander Root was in chat. Positivity Bot. Tade. I know there was
also
Undefined
Sekiro
Ninja.
in
Hang
like
on,
a
Eric.
week.
Jesus Christ. I know Undefined Ninja was in there, so thanks everybody, chat. Oddly, I'm kind of worried, man. Dungeon wasn't in there today. That's so weird. But anyways, you can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. As Breakman said, you can follow the show on Twitter at RPGrinders. If you want to ask Break a question or do a confessional, if you're a hot chick or maybe even not a hot chick, a hot guy, and you want to do some confessionals, Father Breakman would be more than happy to take your confession. Let's see what else. If you want to add the show on any of the systems, RPGrinders, I'm on mostly the PS4, but I did hook up my Xbox again, and I had to do a stupid update again. But I got all the systems, so you can find me on all the systems, RPGrinders, and that's about it. Oh, and fuck The Walking Dead. So that's about it. Anything else, guys?
I don't know. You probably get a disease if you fuck The Walking Dead. So
yeah, don't fuck The Walking Dead, but fuck The Walking Dead. But
TV shows that need a video game. All in the Family.
All in the Family would be a great fucking video game.
The more
man.
racist you get, the more points you get.
That's something else, man. I don't even know what this. On that note, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Till then, we are out. Go watch Captain Marvel and more cowbell later. Bernie's exiled. Bernie is exiled from the show, y'all. Like exiled. If she's probably not listening right now. She's exiled. Freak5 says, will you be up for some Friday the 13th on the PS4 later? Possibly, Freak5. Let's see how my day goes. I kind of want to go watch Captain Marvel. We'll see.
You haven't seen it yet. What are you waiting for?
Dude, I don't have a car, so
God.
it's like really difficult.
Oh my God.
It's really difficult for me to see anything, man. It sucks, but yeah.
That sucks, sorry.
It's all good, man. It'll change. Hopefully in a 3 months I'll have a car and some other shit in line. But hey, everybody in chat, thanks so much. Freak5, I know you're in there. Special thanks to Bernie for, ruining the show, stuff like that. So all right, later everybody. Frank, how dare you, Freak5. Rick 5, you're exiled, son of a bitch. Bye.
Bye.